The year is 96 AD. Rome is a city shrouded in fear. Emperor Domitian, the last of the Flavian dynasty, rules with an iron fist. His reign began with promise, but it has descended into a dark and suffocating tyranny. The grand halls of the Palatine Hill, once a symbol of imperial majesty, now echo with whispers of paranoia and betrayal. Senators live in constant dread, their wealth and lives hanging by a thread. A wrong word, a sideways glance, a false accusation could lead to exile, confiscation of property, or a swift, silent execution. The air in the city is thick with suspicion, a poison that has seeped into every corner of Roman life, turning friends into informants, neighbours into spies. Domitian's network of informers, the dreaded delatores, is everywhere. They hunt for conspiracies, real or imagined, feeding the emperor's ever-growing paranoia. No one feels safe. The Senate, once the proud heart of the Republic, has been reduced to a rubber stamp for the emperor's whims. Its members are forced to applaud his every decree, even as he condemns their colleagues to death. The people of Rome are kept distracted with bread and circuses. But even the roar of the Colosseum cannot completely drown out the murmurs of discontent. Beneath the surface of imperial power, a dangerous current of resentment is building, ready to erupt into a storm of violence and chaos. On the 18th of September, that storm finally breaks. Inside the heavily guarded imperial palace, a conspiracy years in the making comes to a head. A handful of court officials, driven by fear and a desperate desire for self-preservation, decide that the only way to end the terror is to end the emperor. The plot is audacious and incredibly risky. It involves members of Domitian's own household, the very people sworn to protect him. In a frantic, bloody struggle within his private chambers, the emperor is ambushed. He fights back with the ferocity of a cornered animal, but his assailants are determined. The deed is done. Domitian, the self-proclaimed Lord and God, is dead. The news spreads through the palace like wildfire, first in hushed tones, then in shouts of disbelief and alarm. Palace guards scramble, senators are hastily summoned, and a wave of uncertainty washes over the heart of the mightiest empire the world has ever known. The tyrant is gone, but his death creates a terrifying power vacuum. Who will take his place? Will the Praetorian Guard, the emperor's elite soldiers, remain loyal to the dead ruler's memory? Will the legions, stationed on the frontiers, declare for their own generals? The assassination, meant to end a crisis, has just plunged Rome into an even greater one. The future of the empire hangs precariously in the balance. As news of Domitian's violent end filters out from the Palatine Hill, a strange and tense silence falls over the city of Rome. The usual clamour of the Forum fades. The endless rattle of carts on stone-paved streets stops. The shouts of vendors fall away. People gather in small, anxious groups, speaking in low voices, afraid to celebrate, but relieved the reign of terror is over. Jubilant crowds immediately tear down statues of the hated emperor. Bronze faces are smashed with hammers. Marble busts are shattered to pieces. The Senate, emboldened, officially condemns his memory. His name is ordered chiselled off every public monument. Damnatio memoriae. It's as if Rome is trying to erase a nightmare. But the initial euphoria is short-lived and quickly replaced by deep, unsettling anxiety. The city has seen this before. The bloody year of the four emperors is a fresh memory. The assassination of Nero had unleashed catastrophic conflicts as rival generals marched on Rome. Now every Roman fears a repeat of that chaos. The senators who had suffered under Domitian now face a critical choice. They must act quickly and decisively to prevent civil war. They need to choose a successor who can restore stability, someone who can calm the military, and someone who can win the trust of the people. The field of candidates is perilously thin. A powerful general might be seen as another tyrant in the making. A weak senator could be easily overthrown by the first ambitious commander to march on the city. The choice they make in the next few hours will determine the fate of Rome for decades to come. Amidst this tension, a surprising name begins to circulate among the senators: Marcus Cocceius Nerva. He is an old man, nearly 66, a respected lawyer, not a soldier. He has served the state honorably for decades, surviving Nero and Domitian through caution and political skill. He is not a man of grand military victories or populist appeal, a quiet, unassuming figure, a safe pair of hands, to many a temporary interim solution to calm the waters. But in this moment of crisis, this unlikely candidate may be exactly what Rome needs. His story, long overshadowed by the giants of Roman history, is about to begin. In the deadly game of Roman politics, survival was an art form. Marcus Cocceius Nerva was a master of it. Long before his name was whispered as a potential emperor, he was known as a survivor. He was born into a wealthy and well-connected family in 30 AD during the reign of Tiberius. His life spanned some of the most turbulent decades in Roman history. He saw the madness of Caligula. He saw the intrigues of Claudius. He saw the spectacular rise and fall of Nero, while others fell victim to the paranoia and purges of these emperors. Nerva navigated the treacherous currents with remarkable skill. He was a man who knew when to speak and, more importantly, when to remain silent. His career was not built on battlefield glory. His career was not built on fiery speeches in the forum. Instead, Nerva built his reputation within the complex legal and administrative systems of Rome. He was a brilliant lawyer, known for his sharp mind and careful judgment. He held several important political offices, serving the state under different, often dangerous, rulers. During the reign of Nero, he played a crucial role in uncovering a major conspiracy, the Pisonian conspiracy of 65 AD. This earned him the emperor's favour and triumphal honours, a rare distinction for a civilian. But Nerva was careful not to become too close to the volatile emperor, maintaining a distance that ultimately saved him when Nero's regime collapsed in chaos. Nerva's ability to adapt was his greatest strength. He managed to serve the Flavian dynasty, Vespasian, Titus, Domitian, just as he had served their predecessors. This was no small feat. The Flavians had come to power through civil war and were always wary of senators with connections to the old regime. Nerva, however, proved himself a loyal and useful administrator. He was a man of the establishment, someone who understood the intricate workings of the Roman state. He was not seen as a threat, but as a reliable and experienced statesman. This unassuming reputation was the key to his longevity in a world where prominence often led to a premature death. Under the tyrannical rule of Domitian, Nerva's survival skills were put to their greatest test. Domitian's reign was marked by a chilling paranoia that saw senators executed on the flimsiest of pretexts. Nerva, with his long and distinguished career, could easily have been seen as a rival. Yet he continued to serve, even holding the consulship alongside Domitian himself in 90 AD. He weathered the storm by keeping a low profile, avoiding the political backstabbing of the court and focusing on his duties. He was the quiet man in the background, the elder statesman who had seen it all. This quietness, this lack of overt ambition, was his shield. It kept him alive while countless others perished.